Then comes temperance, being able to control ourselves, control our consumption, eating less, drinking less, working just enough, playing within reason, maybe more sleep, less excess. Temperance, the ability to control our consumption of life. We'll need it because it's the thing that allows us to be more deliberate, seemingly more willful, although even that I don't think is out of our own control, although it sure feels that way, doesn't it? The next principle is called life will not go well. And it won't, like dropping the thing earlier, or getting a flat tire, or making a mistake at work, or whatever the case. Choose your challenge for today. That's what life is. It's a messy affair. We shoot for the bullseye and we usually miss. It's another principle, comes later. The next principle is called the horror show. It's what happens when life goes well, goes horribly, and something really bad is going to happen. Death has arrived. Pain is here. It hurts me to think these things, but just so many forms of horror. There's a woman at the beach. She's got one of the nicest houses. She's right there. I see her almost every day. She's alone. She's got a really nice place. I'm inferring a lot from what I've seen, but I see her. She's always alone, and she sits outside, and then she sits inside. In the evening, I can see her right there through the blinds as I come off the beach, and she sits on the edge of the sofa. She doesn't lean back. She sits on the edge of the sofa, alone in her beautiful house. Although I think it's a rental. I don't want to give too much away. I don't want anybody to find, not that anyone's going to track her down, but you know what I mean. I feel a sense to preserve her privacy, but I have a feeling that she's probably been there forever, and she has the benefit of wow, of being in an incredible place. But there's an emptiness in her gaze. I've tried to say hi to her a couple of times, but she doesn't even seem to see the world around her. And remember, I'm going to talk about it in a second. There's a principle that I call the risk of avoiding risk, and it's the risk of not attending to the deep stuff. And I'm inferring all kinds of things about this. I don't know that woman's story at all. This is just structures that I built around her, as I typically do, just using the information that I have. And I could be way off base, obviously, granted, right? But I'm not off base with regard to the fact that she doesn't seem to see the world anymore. There was a man I saw yesterday out of, again, an old sir. There's a senior community up here, walking down the street, staring straight down at the concrete. Old guy. Why am I talking about this now? Because I was on the horror show. And the horror can come in a lot of different ways, including the disconnect and irrelevance and loneliness that might come of a disconnected life, or a disconnected, and especially a disconnected old age, where we've lost our loved ones and our sense of purpose in the world, and the youth have left us behind, and we are irrelevant. We are old people, just moving. And I'm on my way. I'm entering that stage. We are old people, doing old things, filling space that needs to be occupied by people who will, in very short order, be corpses and gone, and are not even worth really thinking about. I remember being in my late teens and early 20s and not seeing the old. I mean, I would be nice to them and all, but they were done. And this man and this woman, they look done. They look like they're done in their mind. Now, it doesn't have to be that way, and I could be wrong completely, but there's people I know, and I won't name any names, Juan, who defy that utterly. Who, as what did Juan recently tell me? He said, youth is free up to age 30. After that, it has to be earned. Holy crap, Juan! What a thing to say! What an incredible bit of wisdom. So, irrelevance in old age are not a prescribed sentence. The horror that comes can be averted, apparently. And I'm going to heartily embrace Juan's example, the unnamed Juan. Never laughed when I was talking about the horror show, but it's nice to see there's another side.